When ReefStock opens its doors, you know the first consumer saltwater trade show of the year is underway. So I dropped in to have a look around. Now when I go to trade shows, I'm looking for gear, and I'm looking to learn from the speakers. The first piece of gear that caught my eye was a simple upgrade to the Tunze Care Magnet. The Care Boost makes the wet side of the Care Magnet float, so that if the wet side of the Care Magnet becomes uncoupled from the dry side, the wet side floats to the top of your tank instead of hitting your sand bed. The added bonus is the dry side also gets a boost attachment that serves as a spare, and it makes for less hand fatigue when you operate the scraper. While I was talking to Tunze, their Algae Reactor that is rated for tanks up to 400 gallons caught my eye. It's got 2 LED bars, which led to the question, why only 2 bars when you need to light up this whole reactor? The answer was that they included pump spins H8 on the inside. Therefore, lights all the way around aren't needed. That's cool. Tunze also explained that the lid is magnetic, so if you place the reactor inside your sump, you don't have to use the supplied thumb screws to secure the top of the reactor. Score 1 for the Germans. Red Sea was also at ReefStock showing off their version of the popular gyre pump. They call it the Reef Wave and features a controller that is much more user-friendly than other gyres. I suspect the Red Sea Reef Wave will integrate with their app at some point in the future, and there's no timeline on when. Red Sea also brought their new Reef Energy AB Plus product, which combines the 2 steps of their Reef Energy program into one bottle. The AB Plus bottle also includes a measuring cup if you still think hand dosing is cool. Eshopps, a company known for their entry-level products, revealed their revamped sump line aimed at beginning, intermediate, and more advanced saltwater aquarium keepers. The entry-level sump is called the Reef Sump and has a dump chamber, a filter stock, skimmer, and return box chambers. The next step up is the Aqua Fuge, which features an integrated Refugium that receives what I was told was no more than 25% of the flow going through the sump. That means more contact time with the algae for more nutrient export. The next step up from the Aqua Fuge is the Alpha Fuge, which adds on probe and dosing line holders, as well as an integrated ATO valve for topping off via gravity. Now what's that clear thing on the back? That's for bags of media to keep them away from your return pond. Eshopps also has the top-of-the-line Royale sump, which integrates bulkheads for return lines and emergency overflows. The last thing that caught my eye at the Eshopps booth was this handy skim buddy. It hangs on the side of your sump and makes for an easy way to drain your skimmer cup, therefore reducing the frequency you need to empty your skimmer cup. While I was walking around ReefStock, I kept noticing the high-end coral vendors all had these little Neptune Systems Apex kits on their tanks. When asked why, they explained it gave them peace of mind knowing their tanks were being monitored during and after the trade show floor closed. A little peace of mind makes a lot of sense to me, especially when you've got a tank full of high-end coral. Speaking of coral, Polyp Lab brought their orange filter meant for DSLR cameras. The diameter is 62 millimeters, which fits onto most lenses. That means you aren't stuck taking coral photos with orange filters with just your smartphone. Saltwater aquarium trade shows mainly focused on corals, and I can't forget about our fin friends who sometimes need medication to help them with illnesses. Fritz showed me their Paracleanse and XPEL-P products. The Paracleanse is for parasitic diseases like marine velvet, flukes, and lice. The active ingredient is metronidazole and praziquantel. XLP is used for worm control and can also be used as a coral dip. These medications look promising, and thanks Fritz for helping aquarists quarantine and treat their fish and coral. While we're talking fish, 2 Little Fishies showed off their frozen food attachment for their popular floating ring feeder. Just drop the attachment into your ring feeder, add your frozen food, and as the food thaws, it drifts out of the feeder through the holes. I'm told there will be various models of the frozen food feeder attachment that will sport different size holes depending on what type of frozen food you're feeding. 2 Little Fishies also showed me a nice little upgrade to their media reactors, which is intended for biopellets. Add the small plate to the bottom of their media reactor, and the water flow churns the biopellets to help them tumble. Note that the flow shown here is too high, but it was done for demonstration purposes. Simple, yet effective. That sounds like 2 Little Fishies. When I first attended ReefStock in 2011, there were a handful of vendors crammed into a small room at the Denver Aquarium. The show has expanded over the years, and more trade show space is being added for 2021. Congrats on the continued growth, ReefStock, and thanks for bringing vendors with new gear for me to see.